Salvaria from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the subject that is Python programming, and yes, we will discuss our unit number 3, that is what? Python functions and module. Our today's topic is what? Is a function argument. See, in our earlier lecture, we discussed about the function recipes. That means what are the different steps that you need to write when you are writing any function. So today we will see what are the different arguments that we can pass inside the function. So before that, we will see one topic, that is how we can call a function inside the another function. Now to understand this, let's take one example. Here the problem is to calculate the perimeter of a triangle. So I want to write a function for this. Then the first thing is what? I need to define the function using the keyword, that is def. And then here we are just passing the three arguments, that is side 1, side 2 and side 3, because in a triangle we have three different sides. And then we have to write down the docstring. So in the docstring, the first thing is what? We have to write down the type contract. And a type contract is what? Side 1 is what? It's a number. Side 2 is what? It's a number. Side 3 is what? It's a number. Now, and we are getting what? It's a number. Now we have to write down what? A small description of a function. So here the description is what? It will return the perimeter of a triangle with its sides of length side 1, side 2 and side 3. Now we have to write down what? One or two examples. First example is what? Perimeter, and just I am passing the three values. 1 is 3, 4 and 5. And we know to find the perimeter of the triangle, we have to add these values. That is 3 plus 4 plus 5. That is nothing but the 12. Now consider the second example. Now we know that in a written thing, what we have to write down? We have to just write down the equation. And equation is what? Side 1 plus side 2 plus what? It's a side 3. Now this is a simple function to find out the perimeter of any function. Now if I want to find out the semi-perimeter, okay, we know that if I know the perimeter, then divide by 2, that is what? It's a semi-perimeter. So here what I want to do? Here I am just using the function perimeter inside my function semi-perimeter. So first of all, it's a def, then semi-perimeter, side 1, side 2 and side 3. Then just write down the docstring and then your equation. Docstring is what? Number. And instead of float, here also you can write down the number. That means it can be integer or it can be the float. And then return the semi-perimeter of a triangle. Semi-perimeter 3, 4, 5. Answer is 6 because 12 divided by 2. So here see, in a written statement, I am not writing side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 divided by 2. That is what? It's my perimeter function. So I am just calling that function perimeter, that side 1, side 2, side 3, and whatever the answer is that I want to divide by 2. So here we can say it's a calling of the function with the other function definition. Now next, see, here also if we have a two triangle with some length and height. The length is 3.8 and height is what? It's a 7. The second triangle is 3.5 and then length is what? It's a 6.8. And I want to find out the maximum area, right? So what I will do? Just I will write a one statement, that is max area. Area is what? It's an inbuilt function to calculate the area based on the length as well as height. So and max is what? It's also an inbuilt function. If I write max 12, 9, so it will give me the what? Maximum value. So instead of that, here I am writing the area inside my max function. So max area 3.87 and area 3.5 and 6.8. So this will give you the maximum of the area of these triangles. Now next we will discuss about the function arguments. Okay. Then the first argument is what? It's a required argument. Then the second is what? It's a keyword argument. Third is what? It's a default argument. And then variable length argument. One by one we will see all this in a detail. So let's start with the required argument. The required argument are the argument passed to a function in a correct positional order. This is important, correct positional order. So here the number of argument in the function call should be matched exactly the function definition. See, if I am writing parameter of side 1, side 2, side 3, and when I want to call the function, then I am just defining parameter 10, 20. So as such, I have not defined any number that is for the side 3. So at that time, that function give me a what? Array. So here, let's see this. Here the function definition is what? Print me. Inside that, I want to pass a what? It's a string. Simple, this will print the string, print string, and then just return the value. And here, when I want to call that function, I am just writing print me, that's it, open and close. Inside that, I have not passed any string. So when I run this program, then what will happen? See here, this will give me the error. And here, it is clearly written that type error, that is print missing of one required positional argument, that is string. Okay, so inside that function, anyhow, we have to pass a one argument. So, to call that function print me, you definitely need to pass a one argument, otherwise it will give you the syntax error. Now, keyword argument. So, keyword argument are related to the function call. When you use keyword argument in a function call, the caller identify the arguments by the parameter name. Now to understand this, we will discuss one example. Okay. Now this allows you to skip arguments or place them out of order because the Python interpreter is used the keyword provided to match the value with the parameter. That means, see, here the order is not important, but the keyword, whatever you are using inside your function, that is very important. So, you can make a keyword called printme function in a following way. See, a function is what? It's a printme, then it's a what? String. Now, print string and then return simple function. So, here I am writing printme, then inside that already I am just declaring one variable string str and whose value is what? My string. So when I run this, definitely I'll get the output that equal to what? It's a my string. So this is the example of what? It's a keyword argument. That means you have to define what? Keyword, that is str. Now see. Here the following example give you the more clear picture. Okay? How? See the function print info. Then I have to pass the two values. One is the name, another is what? Is the age. Now print name and then print age. So when I pass print info, age equal to 50 and name equal to Mickey. See this name and age, I have not maintained that order, whatever I have defined inside the function. But my keyword are correct. Age equal to 50, name equal to Mickey. So that order is not important. Okay. So when I run this, definitely I'll get first a name because the first is print name, Mickey, and then age is what? It's a 50. Alright. So just I want to tell you that order is not important, but keyword is very important. Now, next is what? It's a default arguments. Now, a default argument is an argument that assumes a default value if the value is not provided in a function. Now, to understand this, let us discuss one more example. Here also what? It is a print info, then name and age equal to what? It's a 35. Now, here I am writing print name and name age that equal to this. In a first line, See, I have not maintained the order. Age equal to 50, name equal to Mickey. In the second line, only I have provided the name. So, by default, it will consider age equal to 35 because that is declared in the function. And in the first line, age equal to 50. So, it will take the value 50, not the 35. When it takes the 35, when you are not declaring the value that is related to age. Now in the third line, the print info that is name Mickey and age equal to what? 50. Just shuffle the order. So when I run this, here you see the first time I'll get Mickey and 50. Second time, as I told you, Mickey and 35, the default value. And this is Mickey and 50. Alright. Now, next is the variable length arguments. So, you may need to process a function for more arguments than you specify while defining the function. Now, this argument is called the variable length arguments and are not named in the function definition, unlike the required and default arguments. Now, the syntax is what? Like this, definition, that is a function name. And this asterisk sign is important to define the variable argument. Okay? Now, this asterisk is placed before the variable name that holds the value of all non-keywords variable arguments. This tuple remains empty if no additional arguments are specified during the function call. So, it is not like that. Here you want to always provide the variable length argument. You can give the fixed length argument also. How? Let me explain you. See, in this function, what will happen? Print info, then argument 1 and then asterisk word tuple. Now, output is what? Argument 1. And yes, in a tuple, what will happen? The length is not fixed. It may happen inside that we have a 3 element, we have a 4 element. That's why I am using the for loop, that is word in word tuple. And that is being the value of word. Now first of all, what is a fixed value, that is 10. So definitely when I run this, I will get the value output is 10. Second time I have a 3 different values, 70, 60 and 50. So when I run this, I will get the 70, 60 and 50. So this way you can use any variable length argument. Then anonymous function. This function are called the anonymous because they are not declared in a standard manner. Okay, we are not using the def keyword. Here they are using what? As a lambda keyword to define that function. So lambda forms can take any number of arguments but return the just one value in the form of what? Expression. They cannot command or multiple expression. Now the anonymous function cannot be direct call and print because of the lambda requiring at least what? One expression. Now the lambda function have their own local namespace and cannot access the variables other than those in their parameter list. This we will discuss in detail when we discuss about the local and global variable. Now here the syntax is what? Lambda, then argument 1, 2, 3 and number of arguments, then you have to write down what is the expression. Now let's discuss one example. Here the sum that equal to name is what? Lambda, argument 1 and argument 2, and the expression is what? Just I want to add this 2 value. So when I want to call this function, simply I use the word that is variable sum. Inside that I want to pass a 2 value, argument 1 and argument 2. That is 10, 20. Second time is a 20, 20. So first answer is 30 and second answer is what? So 40. So this is all about the function argument and some anonymous function. So I hope this session is clear. Thank you.